Hello YouTube. In today's video I will show you 5 ways you can practice scales without running up and down mindlessly. So, first let's get straight into it. The first way you can practice scales is practice them in intervals, which would be thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths, octaves, ninths, any kind of interval you could practice. What I'm going to show you is thirds, so put your metronome on, slow tempo-ish. We're going to play thirds. So when you play thirds, basically, we're in G, let's do this in G major. So this second position, G major. So if we take this G note and play 1, 2, 3 in the scale, we're going to skip 2. So we're left with 1, 3. And if you go to the A and you do 1, 2, 3, you skip the 2, you do 1, 3. So we're just going to do that for all of the notes in the scale. Go back down them. So those are thirds, and that's an option. You could also do fourths, which is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You skip 2 and 3 and just play a fourth interval. This is what that looks like. Back down. You do fifths, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You skip 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Back down. So remember, practice slow with these so you can really ingrain them. And I think these are just this is a great way to see the intervals in a scale, which is so essential to understanding music and the scale itself. On to number 2. Another way you can practice scales without mindlessly going up and down them is to practice a pattern which I call the 1, 2, 3, 1 pattern. Well, I don't call it that. I think it's been called that. But basically, you're going to take each note within the scale and play 1, 2, 3, 1 off of that note. So if we were in G, 1, 2, 3, 1. And if you go to A, 1, 2, 3, 1. B, 1, 2, 3, 1. C, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then D, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then so on and so forth. So, sound like this. It's a great melodic pattern. You can put back down. So this is a great way to jumpstart any kind of phrase that you're playing. You could play. So it's just a great way to jumpstart a phrase. So jumpstart any phrase, whatever chord you're on, play the 1, 2, 3, 1 of that chord, and play play something after that. But it's a great way to start a phrase. The next way to practice your scales is to play the triads of the scale. So a triad is the 1, 3, 5 of each chord in G major, and each chord in G major is G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and then F sharp diminished, and then G major. So what that looks like is this. So this G major, A minor, E minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, G major. So triads are such a valuable tool when you solo, and it's very helpful to see them on the fretboard very well. So yeah, practice your triads. Okay, this next way, the fourth way, is what I would call the Jens Larsen arpeggio exercise. So basically what this is, you're going to play the diatonic seventh arpeggios of each chord in the key. So if we have G major, so as opposed to having triads, which is, you know, just the 1 3 5, we're going to extend it to 1 3 5 7. So in G major, we would have G, and then the third B, fifth D, seventh F sharp. So we're going to play that for every note of the scale. Jens Larsen loves these. And so do I. They were really important in seeing the fretboard. And seventh chords are also essential to soloing over jazz, because most of what we solo over in jazz is seventh chords. So let's see what that looks like. A minor 7, E minor 7, C major 7, D major 7 dominant 7th. Let's do that again. G major 7th, A minor 7th, B minor 7th, C major 7th, D dominant 7th, E minor 7th, F sharp diminished flat 5. Wait. Okay. Let me do this while I'm not playing. So we have G major 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, C major 7, D dominant 7th, E minor 7, and then F sharp half diminished, or F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and then you have G major 7. So, practice those. Make sure to practice those up and down, and definitely use arpeggios when you solo. And this exercise, the seventh arpeggios, helps you a lot with that. This fifth way of practicing scales comes after you have practiced and nailed down everything I've talked about before. So the next one is practicing your scale in a random order. And you can really only do this once you have visualized this position and all the intervals within it extremely well. So I think a great way to start out to do this is very slow. This is 50 BPM. Dot, 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 dot. Random notes. I'm seeing intervals within this. You can start to go a little faster. You're gonna make mistakes, definitely. But anyway, playing scales in a random order forces you to make more creative decisions as far as what intervals you're choosing. And you know, one of the bad things about practicing like that, or practicing your scales like that, is that you're gonna be stuck playing melodic patterns that fit within, you know, just going up and down. But what this random order exercise does is forces you to see different possibilities within the scale. Like, Ah. Ah. Isn't this more interesting than running it up and down? Ah, okay. So, what I want you to take away from today's video is that running up and down your scales is fine in the beginning, but you want to get away from that as soon as possible so you can see different possibilities that are more interesting within that scale shape. Thank you for watching today's video, and stay tuned for more jazz guitar and improv related content. Thank you.